Stop trying to sound confident when you approach girls. Just be confident. Now, I know better than anyone that that is easier said than done. And from my own experience, I am a late bloomer. I didn't have my first kiss until I was 21, and that girl was also the girl I lost my virginity to. So I didn't do anything all throughout high school and college. I never had any women in my life. I never went on any dates until I was 26. I started to go on like more consistently go on dates. But even still, I wasn't really meeting girls until I was 28, which I am now. I'm about to be 29 next month. So it's been a long time, many, many years of a no dating life. And what really turned things around for me was not trying to act confident to the women, because everyone always gives you that advice, right? The two biggest pieces of advice you'll get, especially from women, are be confident and be yourself. And while they are actually the two best pieces of advice, they're also the two worst because they're super vague. Being confident in your mind actually takes you out of the present moment. And if you are trying to sound confident by trying to adjust how you are, truly, you're not going to connect with the woman, and that's why she's going to reject you. Not because you're not confident. She was like, oh, he was just not confident, so I couldn't go out with him. No one is ever going to say that. A girl is going to say, I don't know, he was cute, but he just, like, the vibe was just not for me. Something like that. And that what she's really saying is she didn't feel the connection with you. She didn't feel like you were being authentic. Now, when you're first improving, when you're not approaching at all, for example, for me, I couldn't approach any girls for many years, as I mentioned. And what pushed me over the edge was moving to Argentina and being there for 3 months. And the first 2 months, surrounded, I was in Buenos Aires, there's tons of people. And I was surrounded by beautiful Latinas that I was dying to talk to, man. But I didn't talk to a single one for 2 months. Couldn't approach a single girl. So I paid a coach to help me get over this, help me be more confident, help me talk to more girls. I'm going to leave back home to my hometown in Memphis where there's way less Latinas, and I don't want to come back the same. I want to come back with some change. And so that coach helped me start approaching more. And what I learned was, in the beginning, I had to be a little fake. I had to try to change my tone and sound more confident. And I had to work on my eye contact, and I had to work on my vibe a little bit, and my body language, and my smiling. And when I was focusing on all these things, I wasn't present. So I actually got pretty negative reactions from the girls. But I trusted the process and just kept doing it and getting my reps in. And over time, I stopped focusing on all those things, and they became more natural. I never got perfect, but perfection is not what you need. Perfection, it doesn't exist anyway. What you need is presence. And so once I got to a point where those things were a little more on autopilot, a little more automatic for me, then I had presence. And when I had that presence with the good eye contact and the smiling and the good vibe and the good body language and the cool, calm, confident in myself, right? Too many dating coaches push this narrative of you need to look max, you need to be alpha, you got to be ripped, you got to be hitting the gym, you got to be using a skincare routine, you got to be doing all these things to look your best and feel your best. But all of those lead to the thing you actually need, which is you just need to be confident presently in the moment when you talk to the girl. And if that means going to the gym, then go to the gym. If that means doing the skincare routine, do the skincare routine. Can you meet girls without going to the gym and doing the skincare routine? Absolutely. If you are confident in your presence. If you are not, and those things help, then do those things. I do those things because they do help. They do keep me in a strong, confident vibe. They do make me proud of myself. They do put me in a position mentally where I don't need the girl. So because I don't need the girl in my life, and I'm comfortable and confident and happy with my life without women in it, and I can approach women, so I know I'm going to meet girls, I'm just confident in that. I'm so happy that comes across. This non-neediness comes across. And that is what is portrayed as confidence. And that confidence, that presence, that's what girls want. And that is not faking. But you have to pretend a little bit in the beginning to be able to have the right overall vibe that portrays confidence, because you could actually be confident but outwardly seem nervous. And that nervousness, that disconnect from, okay, he's confident here but not out here, is what confuses women and makes them go, yeah, he just wasn't really for me. I don't know. And then they flake on you. Or the opposite. You're pretending to be super confident, but in here you're freaking out. And they feel that disconnect as well. And so they know that like you have these insecurities that you're thinking about instead of being present in the moment. Now, they're not specifically having those thoughts like he's having insecurities right now. They're not having those thoughts. They're more thinking like this doesn't feel right to me. This doesn't feel congruent to me. That's also when you get more shit tests. A shit test is when a girl just basically sees who you're acting or who you're presenting yourself as and then says something to challenge that person. And basically, it could be like if you go up and approach a girl, maybe she says, "Is this what you do to all the girls? You just like approach them out at the mall?" And that is a shit test. That is to see how do you respond when they challenge the way you're acting. And I'm going to be honest with you, when you get to this point and you're present and you're cool, calm, and confident in who you are, and you're just approaching girls not with this actual vibe, outwardly and inwardly, that you don't care and you don't need her, they don't shit test you. I don't ever get shit tested. I literally could not tell you the last time I've gotten a shit test. It's probably been, actually I can tell you. It was in 2020, I think it was 2022 in November. I was out in Dallas and I approached this girl and she gave me shit test about my age. She said, "Oh yeah, you look too young." That was the last shit test I've gotten. Since then, I have not been shit tested that I can remember because I give off the presence and internally, I don't need you. But I am interested in you, so let's vibe, let's hang out, let's connect. And that authentic, real presence, that's what girls are looking for. Not this fake sounding confidence, true confidence that you build up over time by approaching, by doing things that make you feel happy, like going to the gym, if that's your thing. And that's something I highly encourage to everybody. You should be going to the gym and just taking care of yourself so you live a long, healthy, happy life. But I'm not saying that is specifically what you need to do. You just need to do the things that make you confident and happy in your own life so that you don't need somebody, so that when you go meet people, you're not coming from a needy, trying to be confident place. You're coming from true confidence. If this is still, oh my gosh, so challenging, how do I do this? And even if I did have this, how do I approach more girls? Or you're approaching girls and you're just struggling with that next step of like setting up dates and having great dates and building escalation, then you can schedule a call with me at the link below to work with me one-on-one, and I can show you how to overcome these challenges that you're facing as I've done for other men. So if that's something you're interested in, schedule a call at the link below. Otherwise, guys, that's all for this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.